one of the things that we focus on is we understand people love 106 in Park, right? And so the fact that it doesn't work as a linear television show doesn't mean 106 in Park is over, because we can bring 106 in Park back as a podcast. We can bring 106 in Park back as a digital experience. And we can just, we are evolving what 106 in Park will look like in 2025, because it does have that very important role. Oh, so y'all are bringing.
Is it happening? I've heard that you guys are trying to figure out a show like that.
Yes, and we've got a number of really exciting executions, because it's also we're approaching the 25th anniversary of 106 in Park as well. So we will
a little bit AG and free on that 25 year.
You know, we will. There'll be some things that you guys will be really excited about, and we look forward to coming back and talk to you about 106 in Park.
With AJ and free.
There you go. There you go. Noted. One of the things that we focus on is.
BET is bringing back 106 in Park with Keke Palmer and Kai Cenat as hosts. All right. Call on La Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, or Harakakadash. That's all praises to the Most High, God of Israel, who people call God, the Most High, whose true name is Yahweh in the ancient Hebrew tongue. The ancient Paleo Hebrew tongues, in the name of his son Yahweh Shai, who people call Jesus, whose true name is Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the elect, the hopefully elect, those being awakened to the faith, fighting the good fight of faith. Much respect and biblical love. Much respect and biblical love to you brothers pushing this truth. You know, all truth, faith, and sincerity. You know, from the men here, the true brothers, over to the brothers, the true brothers at the Great Millstone Church. All right, much respect and biblical love, chiefly salutations, chiefly to the elder apostles and elder bishops at the Great Millstone Church. So, yeah, you know, basically Folly said great dignity. You know, it ain't too much drawn out about this. You know, it's just funny because I just did a video on how IUIC, you know, was trying to reinvent 106 in Park and push that back to Jake, which this shows you with BET themselves doing it, the Black Entertainment Network. This is that was off. This is a way to keep our people asleep and, you know, caught up and distracted and having their eyes to the ends of the earth, which proved that move by IUIC was just off. You know, this is literally like just in, you know. This is something that's literally going on. Like you see, April 2nd, 2025. Keke Palmer and Kai Cenat set to host 106 in Park. All right. The first episode is to air June 2nd. You know, this is madness. This is crap. Keke Palmer, she need to sit her ass down, you know, and go shut the fuck up somewhere. Go take care of her child. You know, she's been glamorized for being outspoken and being. She's basically continuing that whole wise fable. You could tell she was raised by the women, the black ass women from yesterday, from yesteryear. You know, and she's keeping that energy alive. And then this Kai Cenat dude, he ain't nothing but a damn AI creation. You know. Regardless of, you know, if it's an act on camera and then off camera, he just, man, look, bro, you know. So this is another, you know, ploy to keep Jake asleep. You know, again, it's set to air, return June 2nd. I didn't even know BET was still like a network, but it just shows Esau is plotting all this. He's planning all of this for the downfall of Jake. You know, this is not something they're giving you back that was once a great time. Because, again, the scriptures say what? Let's just get it. Folly is set in great dignity. You know, so this is not a, you know, this is the dignity of black folks. They're giving us our dignity back. It's not a badge. This is not an honor. It's not any of that. You know, will it work to do what? Will this work? Yeah, it's gonna work, and the way that the Lord allows, which is for it to flop and get, Jacob out of here, man. This is Ecclesiastes 10:6. It says, I'm going to actually start at 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. See that? Folly is set in great dignity. So the ruler, they're responsible for this. The people, the powers that be. Esau, the so-called white man, he is doing this. And this is, again, folly, right? Being set in great dignity, being promoted, being perpetuated by the ruler. Because BET announced it, but who owns BET? Who owned MTV? All right. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it owned by Viacom, which was owned by the so-called white man, right? BET is owned by a white man named, Summer. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Which is he basically owns everything, man. Yeah, Summer Redstone. Who owns what? Let's go ahead and pull this up. This damn devil, man. Who owns BET? This is a fact. It ain't no damn, it's not a black owned network. They put a face on it. But he owns it because the network is ran by Viacom. All right. See? Summer Redstone. See that? Viacom owns. So get this. See? It's from AI itself. Viacom ownership has undergone several changes, but initially Summer Redstone, through his company National Amusements, held a controlling interest. After the merger with CBS, the company became Viacom CBS, later Paramount Global. Shari Redstone's son's daughter inherited his stake. So it's still owned by him. It's carried on. They acquired all these they created all these networks. Let's get what do they own. See that? Look at all this that come up. So this is the breakdown. Insights Library. When a family's ownership control is threatened. Lessons from the Redstones. Right? That's spiritual. Obviously, they Edomites. So Edom means red. Families, CBS / Viacom battle. Right? Because all these damn devils own each network, because and they related. And then they merge later on in life. But anyway, so we're gonna jump down to the point. It says the 13 billion television broadcast company and the highest performing of the family's holdings. It says this situation has boiled to the point of endangering Redstone's family control and ownership of CBS. In the spring of 2018, headlines were plastered in the business press. CBS board members could take voting control from the Redstones. All right. Now it says, how can a board of directors of a family-controlled company threaten to seize ownership from the controlling family? See that? Summer Redstone owns 80%. Shari Redstone owns 20%. Right? National Amusement Inc. So that's what it's under now. Redstone Family Holding Company. So it's the holding company, right? Which holds what? CBS, Viacom, other holdings, right? It says National Amusement owns roughly 80% of voting shares of both public companies. So National Amusement Inc. company. And that's crazy. National Amusement. This is their entertainment. And this is their folly. It's crazy. That their holding company holds CBS, right? And Viacom, which holds what you see. Cable networks, MTV, Comedy Central, BET. See that? Nickelodeon, film production, Paramount Pictures, DreamWorks, Marvel. They own all of that. other holdings. They hold movie theater. It holds movie theaters, Showcase, Superlux, MovieTickets.com. See that? And there you go. Viacom owner, National Amusements. So it won't just immediately show you them. But then you'll look up who owns National Amusements. Because if you look up Viacom who owned it, yeah, you see it was Redstone who gave it to his daughter, Shari Redstone, right? They put it under the entity National Amusements, but they own it. All right? So there you go. So no, BET is not owned by some dang so-called black woman named Deborah Lee. That's a dang lie. See that? CEO of BET. She not even own it anymore. As a face. She don't own anything, man. You know? Never did. So get your facts straight. So yeah, all this is set up by Esau, the so-called white man. He owns it all, and he's responsible for BET announcing this. Because they're not going to do something that Shari doesn't approve of. Because it's their company. They want that. You know, her father taught her, keep these niggas asleep. You know, Ecclesiastes. I'll just go back here. I'm going to close out. This is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. And then coming here. Psalms 58:2. It says, it's in I'm going to start at 1. Punishment of the wicked. It says, to the chief musician, Altashit, Mike Tom of David, do ye indeed speak righteousness? O congregation, do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? You know, if Jake not doing it, you know, damn well these demons aren't doing it. And they the ones ruling anyway. When you read this in the NLT, you know, a psalm of David to be sung to the tune, do not destroy. Justice, do you rulers know the meaning of the word? Do you judge the people fairly? See that? No, you plot injustice in your heart. You spread violence throughout the land. Exactly. What you think those videos gonna be about? Those, you know, what artists you think those videos they're gonna be showing are gonna be on? They're gonna be damn so-called drill rappers and mumble rappers and all this other madness. You know. So ye in heart work ye work in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. So yeah, they be saying, okay, this is gonna bring this can bring this, we can do this with them, you know, we can cause this from this company, this and that, we can, you know, hey, this used to do this, so let's bring that back. That's all this crap is. So it's not a dignity that's being given back to you. You know? You're being new faces, new puppets set up to distract and destroy Israel. You know, which the Lord said, the rulers, the leaders of my people cause this people to err. So they're gonna be back talking about some goddamn 106 apart when that day's been over with. This is Isaiah 9:16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, right? Which, because the so-called white man set our leaders up through the faces of what, you know. Keke Palmer look crazy as I don't know what. You know, it's some little dude, some little millennial GMO baby, as Elder Ricard would say. You know, look, a game-changing duo. To do what? What are they? What? Yeah, it's gonna make matters worse. These are facts. All right. And they that are led of them, right, are destroyed. Right? And NLT, for the leaders of the people have misled them, they have led them down the path of destruction. That is why the Lord takes no pleasure in the let me just read this in the KJV, Salakia. Therefore, the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless. See that? And widows, for everyone is a hypocrite, an actor. They ain't really what they say they are, and everyone mouth speaketh folly. See that? Which all this show gonna help you do is folly. These Jakes, these young Jakes, even if they're old Jakes, for all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is still stretched out still. So yeah, will this work? Yep. To do exactly what they're set up to do. So no, this is not a dignity. Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. Exactly, man. When they give great authority to the foolish people, it's in the NLT, and low positions to people of proven worth. See that? That's exactly it. But see, it's not gonna it's not gonna work. It's not gonna get the elect. It's to no avail. It's gonna be the very reason why your country has to be destroyed. You have to lose everything. That's why I says whoso diggeth the pit, he gonna fall in himself. All right. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna say call on like how Bashim Yahusha. Till next time, Shalom.